Hello, hello. Hey, Sinistella. Let's see what we're doing this afternoon. Adam is going to try to take it a bit easier this afternoon and hang out slightly more than he usually does. There'll still be productive stuff on the schedule, probably toward the treasure room, which he's been redesigning so that it's more fun and impactful. Okay, so there's the command. We got some good progress this morning. I wanted to add some more perks, but I don't think they're going to be super useful for keys to add more items or convert more items. Skeleton keys should probably convert an item by default, or maybe even all of them. Okay, so I did a run earlier, and I don't think the treasure stuff was super impactful. I almost wonder, and I hadn't thought of this until pretty much just now, but like, what if each item you turned in really counted for 2 items? I think that would do a lot better. Maybe the best way to do this is count each item as 2 items. Well, each specific item is 2 items. That way an Omni Orb is only 5x the power and not as make or break as it is now. This would also speed up stat progression. It does feel kind of weird that there are all these different items and it's kind of pointless. Hey, Filler. Yeah, it does feel weird that there are all these items. Hey, Chef Alton. So we have 10 adventurers in the game, and we have 1 item for each, and then we have the Omni Orb, which is it's like turning in 10 items, 1 of each type. So what's weird is that you don't control which items you get. So if you get 100 items, the odds are that you'll get 10 for each adventurer. It's like a really slow way of leveling up your adventurers. And it makes me wonder if we should even have different items. Maybe we should just grant specific ones somehow. I don't know how. Now I'm wondering how you think about balancing the game. So a lot of people have asked about this over the years. I think about things in terms of how does a game feel? So I think there is some amount of statistical analysis you can do and come up with, okay, we're looking for battles to get completed in 12 seconds. So we need damage numbers to match, you know, being able to cast like 5 spells or something per battle. And you work things out like that. But still, this is a feel thing. You don't know how long a battle should be until you've actually played the game. And we've probably, if you played a bunch of games, you've probably played a game where they just did not nail this at all. And I was playing, what's that new game? Trials of Mana, maybe, or Legends of, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, one of those kinds of the Mana games that came out. And there was a battle that I played where the battle was like 3 minutes long. It was super boring. I wasn't doing anything different. I was like, okay, that's the attack pattern. I now move. Then I attack a couple times. Then I wait. Then I move. Then I attack. And it just sucked. And like, that's a game with leveling up, so it's kind of hard to tell. Did I just do it while I was under leveled, and that's why I wasn't balanced? Did the game designers just not know how to make the game fun? Did they not test that? So yeah, I think a lot of it's based on feel, and then also player feedback sometimes. And that's because we're not talking about a multiplayer game here. Multiplayer games, I think feel also plays into it, but if they're competitive, then you being good at the game means that someone else is probably not having fun. So you need to balance things based on that too. So sometimes there are systems or mechanics in multiplayer games that are balanced but feel bad. And usually that becomes a problem. So anyway, that's what I think of. Balance is just there to make the game fun. So if the game feels good, then you've balanced it well. And when it comes to this stuff, it's like the treasure system is still underpowered. And the sort of proof of that is that we have these different scenarios that focus on specific systems. So for example, in the farming scenario, you start with the farm and most things maxed out. Most farm things maxed out. And the farm shines. In the treasure scenario, again, you start with the treasure room and most treasure room stuff maxed out. But it doesn't really shine. So if you're starting with most of the things that make this system better and it's not feeling like it's overpowered, it's probably not good enough. Just play a lot and see how the game feels. When you're playtesting, then you have a process to figure out the game feel. I think part of it is play a lot. I think there is some baseline that you need for this stuff. And you do that based on what you think might be good. But what you design on paper doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot because how it feels might be different. But anyway, as far as the process to figure out how the game feels, my process as of late has been just play the game and see what am I steering toward. So this mode that we've been working on is bone mode, and there's a lot of roguelite stuff in it. And one of the hallmarks of roguelike and roguelite games is random choices. And with any set of random choices, if I give you choice A, choice B, and choice C, and let's say the player base picks this like 88% of the time, and they pick this one 10% of the time, and they pick this one 2% of the time, it's like, we should probably analyze what's going on with choice C to find out why that's happening. So in this case, at least for the treasure stuff that we're redesigning, enough players have tried it and they've been like, I'm just not really feeling it. I don't feel like I should invest in it. It's not really, it's not looking good. So then I looked at my own playtest and I'm like, yeah, I guess there's one perk that makes me go get the treasure system. And if I don't get that, I don't want the treasure system or I don't want to interact with it. So yeah, now I'm just testing things out to see in practice, how do all these variables come together? And I guess that's another component of this. If you're playing a game like Tetris, Tetris has basically like two mechanics. It has like rotation of blocks and it has clearing lines. I mean, you could argue maybe that there's like fast falling or something or T-spins. But anyway, it's like very few mechanics. So when you're trying to balance a Tetris game, there's not too much to think about. But when you're trying to balance something like, I don't know, World of Warcraft, it's like, well, now you need to consider what's the impact of items on characters, of characters in a group, of the classes of things that you have on the economy of whatever else, so that it's very hard to make a change in a vacuum because it's probably going to affect every part of the game. And I think there are different things you have to do, like I said, in multiplayer games and also just in economy-driven games. So yeah, the process has been just like test this stuff out, see how does it feel? Does it feel broken? And we're still not totally there yet. And the system's also not really perfect yet. So I do think this idea of just have every item count twice could be interesting. But I think another thing we need to solve is how do we get... That is written down. Yeah, maybe we should grant specific ones somehow. I think we've got to figure that part out. And I don't know how we would do this exactly. I have some ideas here. Like, what if whichever adventurer brings a key to a chest is the one that will add an item? You get that item, basically. This is a bad idea. This is bad for a bunch of reasons. The biggest one being that you don't control what adventurers do. So you might be like, okay, cool. I've got this adventurer in town. They're my highest level adventurers. So now they're kind of just wasting time being there. And then they go and grab like an armor thing and go and sell it. You're like, no. Bring the key to the chest. So there could be other ways, like you could pick which class to favor. Or we get rid of specific items in favor of upgrading everyone. You also generally have the worst adventurers acting as workers. Yeah, that's another part of it. High codex. So I think this is a decent start to make the treasure system feel better. Although, So having items count twice is roughly equal to requiring half as many items. The reason why it's not exactly the same is because we require 1 item at first, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5 forever onward. So you can't divide 1 item in half, but you can count an item twice. We could double the amount of items that you take in, so that instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then loops on 10. But then in story mode, you'd need twice as many items. Maybe that's not a problem. I think the other thing we're changing here is if a specific item counts for 2, well, I should say a different amount than an Omni Orb, then you're changing their relative powers. So a Rogue Cloak counting for +2 to Rogue, and an Omni Orb giving +1 to all, this is 5x the power of the single item. But in this case, where it's +1 to the Rogue and +1 to all, this is now 10 times the power of a single item. I don't think there's an issue with having something be 10 times the power, but it is a pretty big contrast. But if all you ever got were Omni Orbs, I think they should still feel more powerful. I'm sure they're going to raise up all your adventures, but you're not using all your adventures a lot of the time. Yeah, maybe we just add more stats. But I do think we need to figure out if we can give you if we can let you steer towards specific adventurers' items somehow. Note, if you can do this, then you probably always would do this for your strongest adventurer, or at least the one that benefits from power the most. Because maybe it's not necessary. Maybe just boosting all your adventures is fine because there are enough things that do specific things. I don't think we need to do anything about this. Yeah, I'm going to just X this out. I think my conclusion is the farm and the pond let you get specific adventurers to be more powerful. So we don't need another system for that. Yeah, I think that's a conclusion. So counting each specific thing as 2 items. This is probably dead simple to code. Like instead of adding 1 to something, I probably just add 2 to something. However, it's not going to be clear to the player that that's even happening. So basically you see 2 out of 3 guild supplies. When you bring 1 supply, you wouldn't expect this to go up to 4 out of 3. You expect it to go up to 3 out of 3. Which is what makes me think the real solution is to just make the bonuses better. And then Omni Orbs are just powerful. That's all. However, that's also the simplest possible solution. So maybe that's just all we should do. All we have to do that is change this. Life bonus from guild supplies and power bonus. As I mentioned earlier, the easiest thing we could do here is just bump up the early levels a little bit. Like this goes up to 3, this goes up to 3, this goes up to 4, and this goes up to 5. Let me just delete the last number. So now instead of getting 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is 15, you're getting 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5, which is 20. Not even a drastic difference. And then after that, it's all the same anyway. So it's like, yeah, sure, you have 33% more of a power bonus. I don't know. And if we ever give you more loot... Yeah, I guess this is one of the issues with treasure chest. The more you get, the more you're consuming your workers' time. Now, granted, I had a perk listed here saying chance for loot to automatically be sent to the guild. If this were the case... Oh, maybe a key could apply this? The chest that the key is applied to will have its items fly to the guild automatically. It would have to be a rare-ish key, and it couldn't be applied to multiple items. That's probably not a good idea. Or it couldn't be applied multiple times to the same chest. How does it know the number of supplies needed to get to the next level? Doesn't it match the reward? How does it know the number of supplies needed? Oh, there it is. Guild supply costs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess we could lower this. We can make it like 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I guess we could lower that. Players would probably not pay super close attention to this anyway. If we lower that. Because I do want to give more stats. I think we need to try like a new run where I attempt to focus on the treasure room. But we need to test some of this stuff out. I think this being whatever it used to be is probably okay. Maybe we should try the other thing. Although, I don't know. So if we made this like 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, and then 5 forever. So, wow, man, this is going to be hard to figure out. All right, so level 1 would take 1 item. I guess we technically start with level 2. Level 3, level 4. And then level 5 takes 2 items. So if we think of how many cumulative... This is 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, and I'll do like another couple levels here, 12 and 15. And the current way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. And then it's 5 from there on out. So it's 20, 25, 30. So we'd require 15 items fewer to get you to level 9, but give you the same bonus. So this would make it ramp up faster, which also makes your first bits of treasure better than your last bits of treasure that you get. We could try it. Yeah, we could try it. Then I think we also buff rare keys. So instead of starting with a 5% chance, it starts at higher than that. I don't want it to get to a 100% chance. I think that's too good. But let's maybe add 5% to all of these. Yeah, so this turns into a 4. And it gets deleted. So now it's 10%, 25, 40, 55, 70. Yeah, 10% is at least noticeable. I almost wonder if we should add another 5%. Hey, Matt. I think if, I don't know, maybe we should lower the number of levels. Having, what are this, 4 upgrades? I think that's kind of a lot. Yeah. How about we reduce this by 1? So right now it's going from 10% to 70% in what, 4 steps? I still think it could go 10% to 70%, but in 3 steps. So it'd go 10, 30, 50, 70. 30, 50, 70. So now rare keys is better in both ways. Number of levels and an impact. Chests have more loot in them. Chance to spawn multiple chests. I like this idea a lot. I think in practice, it's basically saying like give you 50 gold every once in a while. And that once in a while would need to be... Actually, this might be difficult because you need more treasure stands for you to get use out of this most of the time. I don't think I like this idea then, never mind. Another feature I get to go in on mostly blind because I missed the updates. Well, you'll probably see them because I'm probably going to playtest pretty soon. Spoil all the fun. But you'll be able to chime in on them at least. But I don't think I like this because you may not have a lot of treasure stands. So this could go to waste. It's probably better to just give you more loot. Chests have more loot in them. So here what I was thinking is you start, like, currently you start with 3 items per chest. What I was thinking is, what if it went, maybe you start with 2 and it goes 2, 3, 4? It doesn't feel like a big upgrade, although it is every single chest that it's going to modify. Devs just want to ruin our game. Always the nerf bat. Did I do the angry internet patch note gamer? I think you're pretty close. I think their English would be worse. There'd be more swearing. And they would probably have complained that there's a bug that's been around for a long time that hasn't been fixed. And why won't they focus on that? And this company used to be better. I think you need all of those things. And then you've nailed it. 3 items per chest. What if we gave you 2? Well, with this new structure that we have here. Where'd that structure go? Here. So with this proposal, you only need 1 item for the first few levels. So if you only get 2 items out of each one, you're guaranteed to get 2 level ups out of your first chest. And then you're incredibly likely to get 2 more level ups out of your second chest. And probably for your first like 4 or 5, you're incredibly likely to get 2. Then it'll start to pan out as more and more adventurers start needing 2. And even then, you're probably still gonna get level ups pretty frequently. But yeah, I think starting with 3 items is good. I wonder if it should just be 1 level that bumps you from like 3 to 5. It's increasing the travel time, and I don't like that. Can't even pause the game while the settings menu's open. Just wait until I add in microtransactions. Every item you get in the game costs you another penny. So if you want to hit that gold medal, you're going to pay at least a couple dollars. Yeah, we got to figure out transportation time. It's too much of an issue here. I think what we could say, we could have a perk that says something like X% chance that loot from a treasure chest will automatically be applied to the guild. I don't really like this. Yeah, I don't really like this. Also, anything that brings the loot closer to the guild is not good enough. It's got to either put it in the guild or it's got to do nothing. Because let's say there was I don't know, like 9 item stands here, and all your loot went all the way to one of those item stands. Well, your worker still needs to walk all the way over here, pick it up, and then drop it in. And it's the walking all the way over here part that's a problem. So what we should do is erect a gigantic basketball hoop here, and the workers just throw it in from all the way on the other side. And then the guild master takes it. No, but for real, what we could do is... I think it would look weird, but right now, if you open up a treasure chest, it flies into the warehouse. We could just have it fly over to the guild. It's just going to have to traverse like the entire world. And there's going to be a lot of items flying around, and I don't really like that. But I mean, it's at least a start. Could I have a perk that says something like X% chance that loot from a treasure chest will automatically be applied to the guild? Extractor barrels everywhere. Let's do a basketball hoop. It's an extractor hoop. There's a net and it goes into the extractor and then grinds it all up. And the guild master lets it sift through his hands on his ASMR Twitch stream. Everybody wins. So if you get 3 items per chest by default, it should probably go from a 0% to 33% to 70% or something. Maybe we say 35, 70% chance. You would still need to move loot occasionally. Hey, Galaxy Inferno. Finally time for some comfort Twitch watching. Way too much stress today. What happened? We're in more of a hangout mode than we normally are. So I can be everyone's therapist. Yeah, you can just put an extractor out onto the warehouse, which has this pipe that deposits into the guild. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or just the pipe even. And hovering over the pipe would show you. Although, as a stopgap, what we can do is just have it teleport to the guild. So yeah, currently you start with 3 items per chest. I think having it go 3, 4, 5 is probably fine. I wonder if skeleton keys should change at all. They should probably convert stuff. Yeah. A random number of items by default. I like that idea. All right, so then there are 3 things I think I want to do. I want to do this one. I want to do this one. And I want to do this. Yeah, let's go try it out. Oh my God, how many tabs are open? Everything happened. We have quite a few deadlines at work, but I was teaching a volunteer coding class today that I had high ambitions for, but realized very late that I didn't have the time to prepare all the material. So my own fault a bit. Well, did it go okay anyway? I mean, it is volunteer coding, and probably you were still able to provide some value and help people out. And also probably this will help steer any future sessions you have planned. Like, I think of this as part of the learning process. Yeah, you probably weren't here earlier, but I had my own realization that I'm probably expecting too much of myself, or rather that I'm placing high expectations on myself. For the last, what was it, 3 weeks maybe? I'm not totally sure about that. I've done weekly releases, and they're taking a lot out of me. And that's part of the reason why I want to be a little bit more laid back this afternoon, just to get a bit of a reprieve. I also think today's been going very well. And I think there was a lot of design uncertainty that we're slowly collapsing. That's helped out a lot. The collapsing part, not the uncertainty part. So yeah, I think if you're a generally high achieving or ambitious person, you tend to put a lot of pressure on yourself. And I think sometimes that pressure is helpful, and sometimes that pressure is just causing stress. It's okay-ish. I'll send them a coding notebook with my thoughts afterward and hope they can use that. I was very disappointed in myself, but it was probably okay for the students. Yeah. Well, kick back and relax. You're here now. Everything is safe. Okay, so free treasure chest is added into this. I think this is good. So this is just changing some balancing. So I'll write this down. Change treasure balance. It takes way fewer keys to level up. Or not keys. Way fewer supplies to level up. The pirate scenario starts with free treasure chests maxed. And what's the last thing we did? Buff special keys, fewer levels and more, and a higher chance per level. Just made some dinner. Here to watch you work and chill. Sounds good. Sounds good indeed. I pretty much ran out of food. So had a meal replacement thing for lunch, but I want to get proper food for dinner. So I'm probably going to order some food tonight. And I'm looking forward to that. I've been kind of craving sushi, but I think sushi is a very expensive food per calorie. So like filling up on sushi is not cheap to do. Not biryani. Well, I've had enough biryani in the last like month or two. I would be open to it, but I'm not craving it. Okay, so let's commit this. And then I want to work on this one. Chests have more loot in them. I think this should be very easy to do. Like very, very easy to do. We need to come up with a name. What should we call this? Pre-filled chests? Oh, we had innate keys. It would be kind of interesting to have the effects of a key applied, but not the time bonus. How would that work? No, I think that's a bad idea. I think just starting with more loot. Just what do we call it? Let's get the ridiculously creamy ones. Definitely low on the calories to cost ratio. Yeah. Yeah, also whatever makes it creamy is generally not an expensive ingredient, like mayo or cream cheese. But it's so good. Yeah, I mean it's good. Taught in university of it. That was structured by others already. Decent at teaching, explaining itself. Designing class content, deciding what to include is very hard and new. Yeah, yeah. And this is the other thing, and I think this is good advice for pretty much everyone. If you're doing a new endeavor, be nice to yourself. I think generally this first part is even optional. Just be nice to yourself all the time. But I mean, especially when you're doing something new, you will make mistakes. That's practically a guarantee. You'll learn from those mistakes. You'll get better. You'll rapidly grow. Hey, Cami, welcome in. I saw you followed the other day from someone's stream. Must have been whoever I rated 2 days ago. Fairmond, maybe? Yeah. Or was that yesterday? God, I don't remember. What day is it today? It's Wednesday. I don't remember either. Okay, well, welcome to the stream either way. We're trying to come up with a name for an ability so that I can add it to the game. It is that treasure chests will, excuse me, start with more loot in them. So right now they start with, do I have a picture of this? They start with 3 items, and they can either start with 4 or 5 items. So what should we call that? Loot, loot, loot. Lots of loot. LOL. I actually do like lots of loot, just not the LOL part. Fat chest. I think I'm gonna go with lots of loot. Yeah. Okay. Grave fortune. Didn't we talk about this before? What's the grave part of this for? I I I know you've suggested this. All right, so how are we gonna do this? More treasure chest displays. Workers are dead, so it's a pun. Oh yeah, but technically, I mean, everything could have grave before it, right? Like grave farming, grave fishing. Lots of loot. All right, so num starting items we said is going to go 3, 4, 5. I think that's pretty decent. Shovel of loots. I think that's related to the grave stuff, which wouldn't be obvious now. So the ID done none. We're gonna. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this. Work for later. Get all the icons. Get all of the icons collected up that we need, and modify art requests. Manifest specific icons for everything. Just trying to plan the puns. I see. Yeah. Oh, whoops. I messed that up. This is supposed to be lots of loot. This is supposed to be none. That's all fine. Get num starting items. Sounds good. Get stands header. This should be get header name. And then this should change to header name. So this is number of items. We call this lots of loot. Treasure chests start with more items in them. There we go. Not too bad. Okay, next up, we go modify the town perk generator so that we add in this new perk. Probably get rid of select adventurer from this. Probably get rid of it altogether from challenge mode. Where's the pirate scenario? Yeah, here. And as far as lots of loot goes, I want to start you with maybe just one level of this. Lots of loot. Or one level away from the maximum. In fact, let's just type 1 here. All right, now what? Select adventurer is gone. This is good. Now we need to go change treasure chest itself. So that instead of num starting items in chest, that's deleted. Num starting items in chest is right here. And we get int num items equals lots of loot dot get number of starting items, like that. Cool. Now, I do think taking in the ability so that it can get the level out of that is probably better than passing it in this way, because this looks obnoxious. Yeah. So let's do that. Abilities component. And this is going to be exactly that. It says an object reference is required. I guess it's technically data.id. Yeah, nice. And then we can change this so that it passes in player abilities and doesn't need to know about the ID. And that's a cleanup thing. So I'm going to write that down there too. Make all abilities take in I guess like change abilities that take in a level to take in an abilities component instead, so that the caller doesn't need to know the ID. Yeah. All right, I think we're done. I think it's all coded now. So we just need to try it out. Yeah. Let's go do that. So how many items can you have in a treasure chest? If you max this perk out, you can start with 5, then you can add 2 via golden keys, and then add 5 more via skeleton key. So you have 12 items. But we can't even test this because I need to force it to happen. So let's delete every other treasure or every other perk. We just have treasure perks now. And then I want to get this perk. And then I kind of want to try. Let's make this working. Now password. Thank you, Matt. Happy 2 years. You have been here for a long time, subbing. Much obliged. Okay, so we build the treasure room. There we go. And then, why did it say I have a perk already? That probably shouldn't happen. Yeah, that probably shouldn't happen. All right, so now we gotta buy some perks. Lots of loot, starting items, more, yeah. Special keys, let's get that. Innate keys shouldn't exist. Yeah, go delete that. Innate keys. And where's innate keys over here? Yeah, delete that one too. All right, so just don't click that one, I guess. Where's there? More treasure stands. Free treasure chests. Free treasure chests again. Special keys again. I want to find the other one that... Whatever I just made. Where is it? Lots of loot. There. Okay, cool. So now we start with 5 items in a chest. This was before I got that. But if I buy another chest now, it's got 5 items in it. And now I'm going to generate some keys. We turn this on. And we wait. And hopefully we get some... Yeah, nice. Perfect. This is exactly the combo I wanted. So this, and this is the highest amount you can possibly have in a treasure chest. And it takes up like half the screen. But that's only because we're not consolidating these. We should consolidate them. But yeah, if I put some in here and here. Nice, we got a purple key. So that's going to convert an item into an Omni Orb. And another one. So now we have 2 Omni Orbs in here. So we open this up and it levels up like everybody all at once. Look at that. They're all just stacked on top of each other. Yeah, pretty cool. I like that. Let me open this up and get 12 items. Yeah, nice. I like it when a skeleton is holding a skull, because it looks like it's just their skull. And that they're staring at you. But it's just they're holding an item. Oh, that looks kind of bad. Oh, that's why I arranged them in a line. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. I'm not super concerned about that. Okay, so this is working. So we've added a new perk. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I moved everything except the extractor. Yeah, the extractor is intentionally where it is now, because that's where weapons already are on the right side of the map. But the keys now get sent automatically to the treasure room. Oh, I didn't closely read that perk, but I'm guessing it looked fine. Oh, let's go read the perk. I like reading it in game, even though I can just read it in the code, but it looks better when you read it in game. So let's see if it looks good. Did I start? I don't know. All right, Tom perk. Where's lots of loot? Well, that's all the money we had. Lots of loot. There it is. All right, let's see. Treasure chests start with more items in them. Level and number of items. Yeah, pretty reasonable. Cool. Cool. So I got rid of select adventurer. We should probably just check that in. And delete it from here. This is going to be annoying. Because I need to figure out how to just get that one line. I don't know. All right, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to check them both in at once. I could just go modify the file. I'm not going to bother. Yeah, cool. Add lots of loot. I also got rid of selective loot from bone mode. I kind of like the idea of it. Maybe just for story mode. All right, so that one's done. Now we have this one. Chance for loot to automatically be sent to the guild. Okay, let's go code this first, and then we'll make the ability afterward. So when you open a treasure chest, what happens right now? We get loot. Then the loot is used from inside of town. And we just call add items. Okay, so this is not what I want to do anymore. Or at least not exactly like this. I want to potentially take some of this loot and send it right to the guild master. So how would we do this? I guess for one, let's call opened treasure chest. Yeah. Private void open treasure chest. And that does what we had here. Yeah. All right. But then instead of this, let's get for each, I guess, item in loot. Why is this red? Cannot convert item int. Oh, it's an item and a quantity. I don't actually care about the quantity. Do we have a way of just getting the item? I guess the keys. Oh, wait, those are IDs? Oh. Oh, they're not items. That makes sense. What is double quantities there for? This for... Yeah, loot magnet. Okay, what am I doing then? Item ID. We have a quantity though, but we don't know how many. We don't know how many distinct items it's going to form. And I guess if they all come out at exactly the same time, it's going to look stupid. It'd be kind of funny if the way that this worked is you click a treasure chest, and instead of the loot popping out and flying to the guild, the whole treasure chest just flies over to the guild and then dumps all the loot into the guild master. Yeah. Well. All right, so we're going to go through each item ID, quantity. And we're going to just do if stat computations dot percent chance. So there's a 50% chance that the item goes right to the guild. So how do we do that now? We get the guild master drop off item. They don't have drop off item. Oh, is it the guild that has it? Guild drop off item? Yeah. So we need to pass in what here? An item and a location. All right, so the item is something we're going to have to make. And the location is this. Item equals create. Dereference a possibly null value. No, it's not possible. Okay, and then anything that didn't make it into here, we keep track of in a new loot. Loot for warehouse or whatever. I don't know what we should call this. Loot. Remaining loot. I don't know. Remaining loot. All right, so if it didn't make it into there, then it makes it into remaining loot. And then we put the remaining loot into that. Okay, so I haven't added the ability. We just have an innate 50% chance that all treasure will go into the guild master directly. And we're going to test this out. Doesn't even need to be in bone mode. It could be in story mode. All right, so I'm just going to click this, and half of the loot should fly over here. Yeah, it really flies over there pretty fast. So we have, what, 2 warrior things? A mushroom thing. Yeah, it looks kind of stupid, right? It's not even really followable. Yeah, I think it looks kind of stupid. Where's auto purchase? Okay, come on, workers. Put some items in. How do we make this look better? Maybe the way this works is just like how the tavern has an item bin over here and it opens up when you have a quest. Maybe we say that this is like the guild master's drop-off point. No, but then why would only opening a chest let you do it? Why wouldn't you just have a drop-off point like right here? In which case... That is interesting, isn't it? What if that's what the perk is? It just puts a little drop-off point here, and then instead of loot needing to go into the guild, it goes in the warehouse, and then they just bring it up to this. I don't know. I don't know what I prefer. The problem is pretty obvious. The transportation time to the guild is too much. Or too costly, I should say. And yeah, option 1 is give loot a chance to fly directly to the guild. This works, but it looks a little bit silly. Option 2 is add a drop-off point that's closer to where treasure spawns. This works, but it would be usable all the time, not just when opening chests. I guess we shouldn't do that. This works. What else could we do? I think option 3 was like make the chest fly to the guildmaster and then open it so that the loot isn't flying halfway across the screen. I think this would look goofy too. I mean, you could use like pipes and stuff. Do number 1 or number 3, but use pipes or portals. What else? I don't think you can move the treasure room. I think it needs to be close to the warehouse. Like, does it? Could you move it over here? What would that do? Then I guess it would take longer for you to bring keys. Also, what happens if you try putting a potion up here? Yeah. But yeah, I guess that is technically an option. Move the treasure room or the guild so that they're closer together. What if we moved the guild? It would change the intro of the game. Because in order for a worker to make it from all the way over here, they need to walk through the potion shop. If we move the guild even to just this area, then they wouldn't need to walk as far. It's pretty much the same distance. Unless they walk like through the potion shop in the north. So they, instead of walking all the way over here, they just cut immediately up. I don't know. I mean, you could keep this goofiness here, where items do just fly over to the guild. Oh, that got stuck. That's not good. What happened there? Value 5 must be less than or equal to 3? Where might you be? Set quantity. Did I break something here? Quantity. Oh, interesting. I see. Yeah, we technically can't do the things this way. Wow, that's kind of funny. Because this chest happened to have 5 paladin shields in it, and the max stack size is generally 3. So what we'd have to do here is for int I equals 0, I is less than quantity. It's technically divided by 3. But yeah, we make 1 item at a time. That'll fix that bug. I really like the chest opening particle effect. It's pretty much just the paladin ones modified. But it still looks nice. Okay, well, what are we doing out of these things? Maybe we could just hold off on this. It does look a little bit silly, but it works. You know what could be cool is there's a conveyor belt that carries the items to the guild. So it just doesn't take your workers' time, but it doesn't get there instantaneously either. But we don't have this concept in the game. I guess it'd have to be something like a pipe. In which case it might not be super obvious what's happening. I guess let's just leave it as option 1 for now. And yeah, it'll look a little bit silly. All right, so what do we call this perk? Loot can be automatically sent to the guild. Oh, you know what else we could do? As another option, we could say something like this slime can become a drop-off point for loot. This is kind of similar to this. This is like 2B. I don't think that makes any sense. I don't think that makes any sense. Is there anything else? We could stop it from being the guild that even takes it as a drop-off point. We could say it's the enchanter. I think we're in equally unusual territory if we do that, though. Yeah, let's just stick with this. Let's just come up with a name for it. So loot being automatically sent to the guild. What do we call this? We could say like auto collection. It's got to be obvious that it's for treasure loot, not just any loot. Maybe like flying supplies. What do we name this? Automatic supply collection. Why am I so bad at naming stuff? Does anyone have a name idea for this one? I mean, flying guild supplies isn't too bad. Yeah, I'm just going to go with that for now. Fine. We can always rename it later. Flying guild supplies equals 199. Cool. Chances 0, 35, and 70. Then we change this to a float. Chances looks good. Yep, all looks good. So get chance. I should just change the chances. Surprised it didn't auto correct that for me. Oh, because it's not a float. So I didn't know. Doing a better job than I'm doing. E0. Okay, so header name, chance. This is called flying guild supplies. And this is treasure chests have a chance for... Oh, should it be all of the loot? It could be all of the loot. I think I'd rather it be just some of it. Each item within a treasure chest has a chance to automatically fly to the guild when the chest is opened. Okay. So now we go over to this and we get float chance to fly equals flying guild supplies get chance player abilities. If chance to fly equals, what is it, math f dot epsilon, which that doesn't really matter, then just return. Oh wait, no, that's not possible. What am I doing? That's very, very stupid. Let me just put this here. Okay, now it's each item that has a chance to fly over there. We're technically doing that correctly like this. And yeah, I think that should be good. Now we put it in the town perk generator. So we put ability ID.flying guild supplies. And we probably give it to you automatically over here. But what level do we give it to you at? The maximum? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, let's go see what that feels like. Do I need to do anything else? Why do I feel like I've forgotten something? We'll probably find out later. So we're going to specifically start a pirate run so that we have this upgrade. So we start with the treasure room. We start with 4 items in each chest. And we start with a 70% chance for them to go into the guild immediately. So I'm not going to play out a match yet, although I do want to. We're going to make some keys. And then we're going to put some keys in here. Turn this on. Let's open up one of these chests. So 70% of the items should go in. And we have what? 6? So that means that roughly 4 of them should go in to the guild automatically. None of them did. What have I done? I mean, it is possible that it's just total probability, and that's why none of them went in. But that seems unlikely. So let's open up another chest. So what's the chance? Yeah, 0.7. What are the odds that you fail a 0.7 or a 70% chance 6 times? Isn't it 0.7? Oh, that's not actually that high. Wait, no. Failing it, though. It's this. So it's a... I don't know if I multiplied by 100 when I shouldn't have had to, but it's a 0.07% chance. So, yes, fleetingly rare. And I don't believe that I was that unlucky. So I think something else is going on here. Huh, that time it worked. Something's wrong. No, something's not wrong. This truly is just probability. Totally screwed me over. What? Hold on a second. This isn't changing, right? It can't change. This is wild. Yeah, it's 70% the whole time. Right, and if I just run stat computations dot percent chance 0.7, it's not like I messed up the numbers, right? True. Yeah, it's true most of the time. Yeah, what? Hang on a second, let me think about this. If it's a 30% chance, and I do that twice, it turns into a 9% chance. So a 30% chance 6 times. Yeah, this is a 0.0007% chance. Again, it's possible. It's just on my very first try, it seems so unlikely. And even... I think it's working. Yeah, I think it's working. Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, looks like it's fine. And it definitely helps. Man, what a great perk. Yeah, neat. Okay, great. Well, then I guess we're done with this. So let's check it in. Yep, nice. Okay, add flying guild supplies. I'm not super sold on how the items are getting to the guild so quickly. They're literally just flying there. But it works for now. And I'm more concerned with the balance of this stuff. I want to see if that feels good. So the final thing we have to do is this. A chance for keys to add more... Wait, no. No, just the skeleton key part, right? Skeleton keys should be able to convert some number of items to Omni Orbs. I don't trust computers with probabilities either. They're weird about it. Well, even with a pseudo-random number generator, to a human, you can't tell that it's a pseudo-random number generator. It's only when you run enough trials or you see a repeating pattern or that you, yeah. But a human has many, many biases, and especially when it comes to probabilities. So it's probably working fine. But like I said, the odds are so low. It's like if you just said, okay, there's a 1 out of 1 million chance for something to happen. It does mean that you could run it and on your very first try, get the 1 out of 1 million chance. You could in fact do it your first 10 tries. It's incredibly unlikely, but you could have it happen. And that's roughly the chance that we had, right? It was like 0.00007 or something like that. Percent. So, yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's fine. We'll test it out in an actual play test. Again, it doesn't really matter what you set the percent to, whether it's 1% or 99%. It matters how it feels. So if it feels like, oh, I'm getting too much loot and I leveled up this ability a couple times, we probably need to change it. Almost failed that math exam because our professor was evil on top of it. Evil? Do you think they roll dice at the beginning of every semester and they're like, what is my odds? What are my odds of being evil this semester? And then they just fit that personality. It's like another layer of probability lesson. I think the thing that stuck out to me the most from my probability and stats class was just, I think of it as the law of probability, but it's probably one of many laws, or it's not even known as a law. But basically, like, if something has a chance of happening, then given enough trials, it will happen. And that P of X or whatever it ends up being, that ratio with an infinite amount of trials should work out to be pretty much exactly what the percent is, because that's how limits work and that's how probability works. Made the exam really hard. Even the genius students only got a C or whatever your American equivalent is. Whatever our American equivalent is. It is also a C. Hey, Oik. Thanks for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you're not stuck in an ad right now. Hey, Ginger Cat. How is everyone doing? How is the stream? How goes your Wednesday? We have been working on this treasure system, and I've been adding some new perks. So the newest thing we just added is when you open a treasure chest, there's a chance that the loot just automatically flies directly to the guild. And that way you have less loot you need to handle manually. So like these chests have what, 4 items? 4, I think they all have 4. Yeah, every single one of these has 4 items. So I'm going to open them all. And the number we actually have to handle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of, what was that, 24? That should work out to roughly 30%. It's actually 21% in that case. You won the raid roulette. Neat. How many people were on it? In moldy raisins? No. We only use the ripest, freshest of raisins. Good progress on learning C++ and NeoVim. Nice. Yeah. I should probably give NeoVim a shot at some point. But yeah, that's cool. Our grading system goes from 1 to 4 in university. The C was me converting for you. Genius student got a 2.3 or 2.7. Yeah, I don't know what ours starts at, but 4.0 is typically like a perfect grade point average. And like I said, I don't know what it starts at. I don't know if people can get a 0. Probably they can. Don't go to the dark side. Go towards the light. No NeoVim. I mean, I'm not saying I would switch necessarily. I just would want to give it a shot. I used to like testing this stuff out a little bit more, and then I think my priorities changed a bit. When you don't know enough about a realm of anything, like let's say you just got into programming, you don't know what language you want to use or what languages are best, or is there a best language? You don't know any of those answers. So you try something, maybe you pick Python, and then you're like, oh, I hear a lot about JavaScript. Let me try JavaScript. It's like at one time I felt that way about languages, about tooling, about any number of things. What I actually even want to pursue. Is it game dev? Is it something else? Now I've done enough programming to know that I like game dev. I've done enough game dev to know that I like certain languages. I've done enough like coding in anything to know that I like the tooling that I'm using. So I do still want to try it at some point. University started with 0. Less than 30 is an F and 100 is an A. Now they only use A to F. You're describing my first year of programming, Python and JavaScript. Yeah, I don't remember what my college did for grading. Like I said, I know 4.0 was the max. I don't know what the minimum was. And I think they had no concept of minus or plus. I don't recall though. I think an A was a 4.0. And I don't know what a B was. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't remember. Okay, so this idea that I had here, right now, here's how our keys work. Iron keys are boring, it's just minus 20 seconds. Gold keys are minus 60 seconds, plus 1 item in the chest. The purple keys is a key of conversion, which is minus 20 second and convert a specific item to an omni orb, which affects everyone. And skeleton keys are minus all remaining time and plus 5 items in the chest. So what I'm thinking is this key of conversion is actually kind of better than the skeleton key. So I want to make the skeleton key better. So how do we make the skeleton key better? And I think what we could do is we could just say convert all items within to an omni orb and open the chest immediately. Yeah. And then maybe like if all items already were omni orbs, maybe add one more. That's not really necessary. That's a lot more fun when you already know what you're going to use it for. Yeah, I never really thought about that. Probably is more fun when you know you're going to use something. I never liked history. I just didn't like it. And now that I'm an adult, I'm out of school, I appreciate some aspects of history, but only for the topics I already kind of gravitate toward. So for example, I really like listening to classical music, and I haven't done this in a while, but I used to know at least a decent amount about the composers themselves and like, okay, what years did certain things happen, or where were they, or where did they travel to, how were they influenced? I kind of like that. But if you taught me the history of, I don't know, probably a lot of stuff, I wouldn't care, because I definitely didn't care in school. Has it hurt me as an adult? Probably not. Because Wikipedia exists and anyone can just look up whatever they want to in history. A minus 1.3, B 1.7, or B plus 1.7. 4 is lowest passing and below that. Wait, what? Did I misunderstand how? Oh, yeah, I did misunderstand this. 1 is perfect in your case. Wow, interesting. Okay, yeah, it is the opposite. Huh. No wonder you said a 2.3 is a C. Or 2.7. I was like, that seems pretty low. But that seems pretty high for you. Now I want to be closer to bare metal. Do embedded, IoT microcontroller programming, game dev, game engine. Wow. Yeah, I've wanted to get away from bare metal stuff. I've done lower level things a couple times here and there. Like I've done various assembly projects. I've probably worked on maybe like 3 games in assembly and maybe like, I don't know, some other like minor stuff in assembly. I think that's too low level for me to ever want to do again. And then I've done some microcontroller stuff, but microcontroller doesn't necessarily mean low level. Like a lot of microcontrollers support Python, and then you're just sending signals to be like, turn on that, I don't even know what you call it. God, what is the name? Like pins on a controller, I guess. Turn on that IO thing, whatever. Anyway, I think that's pretty cool. I think it's cool to make stuff. But I think if you're going to make anything with hardware, it's not usually okay to just have the programming side of things. You also need some sort of like some kind of steel working or woodworking or some, I don't know, construction or assembly or some other more general hardware knowledge. So as an example, like you make a cool device and then you want to make a housing for it, you're probably going to want to 3D print something. So now you need some CAD skills. And it's like, yeah, you can just work with a microcontroller. Probably want it to look nice. You want some buttons and stuff. And you need some UI experience and stuff. I think that's pretty cool, though. I like it. Hey, player. Anyway, so yeah, I think we should just convert all of the items into Omni Orbs. So immediately opens a chest and converts all items within to Omni Orbs, which power up all adventurers. So maybe this should be reversed. It should say opens a chest 20 seconds sooner and converts one adventurer specific item in a chest to an Omni Orb, which powers up all adventurers. Have we made any exciting progress? Yeah, definitely. I'll show you in just a sec. My journey started with 3D modeling. Haven't done CAD yet, but I model in Blender. Yeah. I mean, Blender can be used as a CAD program. CAD just stands for computer aided design, right? Computer aided design, yeah. So it is technically a CAD program. I was gone for 2 days and missed doing stuff immediately. I'll show you in just a sec. So let me go code this. How do we do this? Treasure chest, apply key effect, apply skeleton key. So I don't want to add items to this anymore. I want to convert as many items as we can. So we're going to do get adventurer specific loot and then convert it all. We could, yeah, we should do it that way. Skeleton key, get adventurer specific loot. Dot count int num items to convert equals that. Then num items to convert. And then delete this. Okay, let's go show this stuff off. Blender's free modeling. It's gonna make it parametric. I see what you mean. Yeah, I haven't done CAD in a very long time. The last thing I made in a CAD program, I think, was a floppy disk. It was a green one. Well, it was a green one I was using in real life to look at a long time ago. All right, so here's what we were going to show off, except for how do we do this? Because I know how we do this. Okay, so we go into this. The good old days. I like that. Something about physical media and actually like inserting it into a computer and the idea of like carrying it to someone else and giving it to them. I like that idea. It is obviously way worse than just using the internet. But it was cool. It felt very hackery. Probably didn't in the day. I don't know how I felt at the time. And I bet we probably romanticize a lot of different parts of the past that weren't actually practical. I'm getting a little too toasty. Okay, so let me show off all the stuff. Anyone who hasn't been here, like Flare, maybe Galaxy Inferno, if you want to check this out. So what we've got now is there used to be different kinds of rare keys, and treasure chests had this concept of a quantity of items, a multiplier. So this might be 1, this might be 2, and then a number of item types. So maybe you have like the rogue and the mage. So when you open this chest, you would get 1 times 2 rogue items and 1 times 2 mage items. So in this case, you would get 4 items total. Then the keys would be something like key of quantity, where you could increase the quantity, or key of multiplicity, or whatever it was called, where you can increase the multiplier, or a key that would add another item type. So in the end, you had this X times Y times Z system. And if all you cared about was the number of items you would get, then you'd be trying to maximize these across your different chests that you had. There are a lot of problems with that system. So instead, we have simplified it to this. Chests now start with 4 items. If you don't do anything, they will just eventually open and you'll get those 4 items. But the keys now look like this. One sec. Let me get some keys. Okay. So there's the iron key, which just opens the chest sooner, doesn't do anything to the loot inside. There's the gold key, which opens it even sooner than that, 60 seconds sooner, and adds 1 item into it. So now we have 5 items in here instead of 4. Then there are 2 other kinds of keys, which I am not getting. There's a 50% chance that I'm not getting them. All right, let's get rid of these. Hopefully we can get the other kind. Okay, so skeleton key immediately opens a chest and converts all items within to omni orbs. So check this out. This has 5 items. We open this and it did not work, but it worked for 3 of them. It converted 3 to omni orbs. Omni orbs are items that affect every adventurer. So when I bring this over to here, if I unlock all the adventurers, like the Spirit Caller's level 1, Cleric's level 1, Witch Doctor's level 1, if I put one of these in here, they all just leveled up at once. Hey, Neodamus. So yeah, why didn't that work? Apply skeleton key. Number of items to convert is... Oh, I see. This is not correct, is it? Ooh. Yeah, we've got to convert the whole quantity of those items. Man. They're on 12 hours, yeah. What I was saying, I think the internet's just better for a lot of this stuff. Also, I haven't even bothered. I had a DVD ROM drive in my last desktop computer. I didn't even bother putting it in my new computer. I can't think of the last time I needed physical media. And it used to be that you would get a new piece of hardware and it would come with a CD that had drivers, but you wouldn't need the CD. You would just get them online anyway. And now they don't even come with CDs anymore. So I haven't had a need. It's funny how much phones kind of changed everything too. It's like, who has a dedicated music player now? Probably some people out there do. But your phone can hold pretty much all the music you'd want, and you probably have internet everywhere anyway, and you probably have like a Spotify account or something. Now that streaming is so bad, so bad, physical media is going to make a comeback. At least in my flat. When you say streaming is bad, what do you mean exactly? Because I was going to say the actual like bandwidth required and the options out there are pretty staggering. You might just mean like ads and pricing. Because like, I don't think Netflix is a bad service. We have Netflix, and I watch a decent amount of Netflix. Over lunch, I was watching a stand-up comedy routine, for example. It's more expensive than it used to be. And it doesn't have as many movies as when it first came out because nobody cared about streaming back then. So Netflix just got all the rights. But, yeah. Yeah, ads and pricing, I think, are bad. I was going to say, bandwidth shouldn't be too much of a problem for most people. At least the kind of people who be watching Twitch. Like if you're watching Twitch, or if you're streaming on Twitch, you probably don't have too many bandwidth issues. Or at least not that, I mean, Twitch is streaming, right? So if you can stream on Twitch, or you can watch Twitch streams, you can watch Netflix streams. I mean resolution, not bandwidth. Oh, I haven't had any resolution problems. Yeah, I haven't had any. Oh, maybe I'm just... Oh, I see what you're saying. You pay for the resolution. Okay, that in my mind fits into pricing. It's not that there's a resolution problem. It's that it's a pricing problem at that point. But I know what you mean. Yeah, and actually... I started watching on Peacock, I started watching Parks and Rec again. I really like Parks and Rec. But I have a major problem with Peacock, which is there's no way to speed up. And I just don't like watching TV shows at 1x speed. It's just so boring to me. So I don't know what to do about that. At least it isn't on the iPad app. 100% on demand, unstable internet here. Yeah, I was gonna say Netflix lets me download things. So if I'm ever concerned I'm gonna be on a plane or somewhere where I'm gonna be on my mobile network, I just download something ahead of time. All right, so let me think about this. This is go through the item IDs and then return this, but this is only gonna convert the number of unique ones? Yeah, because we're only moving one. Okay, I see. Huh. So how do we do this then, the proper way? because it is not this count. We need to figure out if this converted something. Let's just have it return a bool. Yeah. Let's have this return false, otherwise return true. And then we'll just keep doing this while there's still stuff to convert. Skeleton key. While this done. Yeah. I'll just say did convert equals true. While did convert. That maybe looks a little bit nicer and the linter won't complain. Yeah, whatever. Need to get some grub before bed. Gotta feed the beast belly. Okay, take care, Oik. Thank you for the raid. I hope you sleep well, and I hope that your food is good. And it sounds like the learning's been going well. I'm looking forward to ordering in some food tonight, playing some games with friends. Should be good. Okay, so we're gonna try this again, and we need to find a treasure chest that has multiple of the same kind of item. Do any of these have it? Yeah, this one has it. Okay, now we need a skeleton key. That's a little bit harder to force. Although I could get... Nice. Wow, very lucky to have found that. Okay, let's see. So we add in some more items here. We get some more workers. We put these over here. I need a skeleton key though. And there's like a 7% chance that I get one. Hello, workers? Nope, there it is. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, we get this. We get 6 Omni Orbs. Nice. Okay, that's super cool. Yeah, it's also incredibly powerful. Because I just leveled every single adventurer up to level 5. Wow, nuts. Okay, now this system feels pretty interesting. It also gives you a reason to use just the skeleton keys, which I kind of like. Yeah, I definitely like that. This is so cool. This is so cool. All right, so do skeleton keys have the right tooltip? Let's get the garbage slime so we can just dump these. Or the warehouse, that's fine too. Give me a skeleton key. Where is the skeleton key? Oh, come on. 7% chance means it should have happened. I'm gonna just dump keys out of here. Come on. Go handle this stuff. I just want to see the tooltip. I know I can look at it in the code, but I like seeing it in the game. See what the formatting looks like and everything. It won't give me a stupid skeleton key. Come on, it really is like a 7% chance. I've probably generated a bunch of keys. It's like a 1 out of 14 if it's 7%. Ah, there we go. Now we got 3 at once. There they all are. All right, immediately opens a chest and converts all items within to Omni Orbs, which power up all adventurers. Nice. And it says opens the chest 20 seconds sooner and converts 1 adventurer-specific item within to an Omni Orb. All right, the only problem is it's not clear that if you don't have an adventurer-specific item, you can't do this. But maybe we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, maybe we don't need to worry about that. But I love it. It is looking great. Okay, so this is like a super buff to skeleton keys. Buff skeleton keys. Rather than adding 5 items to a chest, it now converts all items in a chest to Omni Orbs. All right, so we've done the main things that I wanted to change. I now want to do a play test and see how this feels. Because I think we've gotten most of these perks. Do I have anything else I need to do with respect to changing things first? There's free treasure chests, lots of loot, flying guild supplies, key rarity, and more displays. So we have 5 perks that affect the treasure room, and all are now tailor-made for this mode. Well, not that one, but the rest of them were. No, sorry. They've all been changed for this mode. Let me put it that way. They're not tailor-made for the mode. And most other systems have, let's see, this one has 5, this one has 4, technically 5 because of that. This technically has 5 because of that as well. This has a lot, but many of these are level 1 max. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. So we have 5 level 1 perks and then many other ones. We might need to change that. All right, so we're gonna go test this. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so balanced. So what I want to do is I want to make a new game, and I want to act like I have maybe 30 points. So let's give ourselves some more workers and some more customers. Wait, that's only 20 points I spent. So let's spend the remaining. Let's spend the remaining ones on that. Yeah, great. Okay, now let's pick adventuring. So we're gonna purposely try to get the treasure room and make it work, as opposed to just rolling with the punches. So let's go kick off this run. So we're just gonna send everyone in here by default because they're all level 4. Look at the cool new battle portraits. I'll start this quest, but we won't get small blue potions, and I will build something. Let's get the... Both of these are really good. Let's get the enchanters then. All right, then right when they're about to win, I will click this button. Nice. So how long did that take them? 23 seconds? Okay. There. I'll get the spirit collar. What do they have? They got the fairy spirit. Nice. It's actually pretty good. Okay, and we'll send them into the forest just to get some potions. But I need to build something else pretty soon. We're gonna get some money out of this. Yeah, loot magnet didn't last. Too bad. Oh, actually, we could send them all into one battle. What am I doing? Yeah, I need the garbage slime. There we go. And then turn this off. My items! My items are gonna disappear! Alright, stop that. I lost something. My precious items. Oh, they want a blue potion? You're never getting that. Now let's build the warehouse. We're gonna hold off on the treasure room, even though I said we're gonna steer toward it. Because we're gonna win. Alright, now get the warehouse. Nice. Okay, with the warehouse, we can now go put you back into this battle. Hey, Renji. How you doing? Long time no see. How have you been? And yeah, the slime looks great. It's got an even happier little portrait over here. I love it. Alright, so we're getting some items. I need blue potions, though. I guess sell these things. And maybe click this. Maybe that's a mistake. We need more customers. I have a lot of money. I'll get impulse buying. And, ooh, flying guild supplies. Oh my god, I really want to get that. Okay, fine. I'll get that. Oops, no, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, let's try that again. It's coming along so cool. Thank you, yeah. I hope you've been well. I am very happy with the progress on this game. I'm also playing incredibly slowly right now. I'm trying to get a very specific thing and I'm like very overstimulated. But it's fun. I need way more blue potions. Okay, let's do this. Let's bail on me trying to get all these items and just send them all into the forest and just get all the blue potions immediately. I want to keep all these boots around. Yeah. So, get as many blue potions as you can, as fast as you can, and I will upgrade you all. Sure. Let's get some town perks. Oh no, I need the ooh. Let's get that one. I need the treasure room. Because that was the whole point of this run. There it is. Nice. Okay, we should start to get stuff there. All right, cool. So we upgraded all that. Now we can stop that. We can send them into here. Get some yellow potions. Send all the boots into there too. Grind up these bows. Get rid of these things. Sell some blue potions. Nice. How we doing on keys? Ooh, we got a purple key. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Let's get that. Nice. Dump all these. Get rid of those. Get rid of this. Hey, Wendy. How you doing? We're testing out some of the new treasure changes. And so far, they're feeling good. We've got new kinds of keys. They can convert items in the chest. So see this Omni Orb? I can actually get multiple. Now I have 3 Omni Orbs. And now when I unlock the chest, here's the last key. Now this is going to upgrade all of my adventurers. Look at all those text notifications. Yeah. So now everyone just became level 3 or 4 in guild supplies. Yeah, level 4. Which is kind of nuts. I know this doesn't have a lot of meaning if you're in the real world. But it's cool. Trust me. Incredibly cool. So now let's get everything. Everything we can afford. That one's incredibly good. Ooh, let's get that. This one. Employee discount. Oh, flying guild supplies. I want to take that one. Nice. Okay, so let's get rid of all these things that we have. We got a pair of boots. We're getting quite a lot of keys here. I feel like... Okay, never mind. This seems incredibly overpowered. What is going on? Yeah, this seems too powerful now. I'm guessing they can go fight in the next location already. Because of how stupidly powerful this just became. Is that what's happening? More treasure stands. Yeah, wow, this is crazy. It's like real crazy. How's your evening going, Wendy? In fact, I kind of want to buy a treasure chest. But I will hold off. Yeah, they're able to beat this. Can they beat the next location too? Because if so, I think we probably made this too strong. Let's see. Let's get some more keys. I am going to buy a treasure chest. And just dump all these in here. Okay, we just got very lucky with keys somehow. Because it's only giving me iron keys now. AKA boring keys. Got a load of good work done today, but I've been feeling pretty rough. Why is that? Because you haven't been talking to your buddy Adam? Because I'm here now for you. It must be that. I can't think of any other reason. There's nothing else that would ail Wendy. Really me and my company, since the world centers around me. I feel like I'm watching a pro speedrun stream. So yeah, there's quite a lot going on in the game. In general, adventurers battle and collect items, and then they spawn into town, and you choose whether to sell them, to put them into this cutesy little garbage slime here and get money, to put them onto your farm to get seeds, to catch fish eventually. There are a lot of different things you can do, and there's like perks to pick and all this other stuff, and yeah, it's a lot going on at once. Alright, I have no items right now. Oh, there are some items, but not the kinds of items I need. Come on, finish the battle. We have 13 seconds. You can do it. Are they even winning? Maybe they're dying and I just wasn't paying attention. But I don't think they're going to win in the next 4 seconds. Which is a crying shame since I spent all this mana. Oh yeah, just take 3 seconds too long. That's on you, adventurers. Don't you dare pin that on me. Alright, well, I need more money, which I will get by getting a paladin. That'll fix all of my problems. Yeah, so they're winning in the deep forest already. I do think maybe we over-tuned this and that it's too powerful. So we'll send you over there. We'll get, you know what, let's get another adventurer. Let's get the rogue and send both of you into here. And get a town perk. This is actually really good. Let's get that. Oh, loot. Omni Orb. Love it. Everyone gets more powerful. Now, if only we had items in a game about selling items. I'll never forget when Wendy said that. Okay, we got 14 potions out of that thing. Okay. Let's just dump all these things somewhere. Maybe get rid of some of those. I don't have the space for any of this. Can we afford another upgrade to the warehouse? If only I had the mana. Yeah. Wow. Because I was gonna say I could make all the customers buy stuff, but I can't. Oh man, what do I get? What can I get this? All right. We're still not able to keep up. If only I get. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Come on. Give me the spell. Give me the spell. Nice. Okay, we're getting a key here. Let's put that in there. I should just dump all these keys. Because I don't want any of them. If they're not purple or gold, then they're not for me. And then get you guys out of there. Send you to the fishing pond. Get rid of some of these extra potions. We have way too many. I'll dump the small potions. We don't need those. Get another treasure chest. Sounds good. We can afford a couple of town perks. Love it. I don't want any of those. Ooh, lots of loot. I like lots of loot. I'm gonna re-roll these. Customer speed. Yeah. Wow. They're cruising right along. We have some items. Wisdom sludge, yeah. There's a lot of like silly things. By the way, if you want to try this out, the demo is pretty good. It's about 2 hours of gameplay. This mode is not in the demo. This is what I've been working on for the last probably like 3 months now at this point. But this is doing pretty well now too. Oh wow, that's really, I bet they can take on the next area now. Let's try that out. Employee discount. Oh, I'm gonna take increased appetite. I want to sell everything. Phone mode. The one and only. All right, how are they doing? Are they winning? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I think my characters are going to die. Well, let's wait for just a tiny bit longer and confirm that they're going to die. Because that was wave 1, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're going to die. I'll speed it up a tiny bit. Just because I think I'm going to flee this battle anyway, and it's not like anything else is happening in town. Yeah, they're going to die. Okay, take them out. Not doing quite enough just yet. Oh, we have another upgrade. Yeah, let's take that. We need loot again. Oh, we can send these into here. And we'll get the golem. So as soon as we win this battle, the ogre blood will just get taken by the garbage slime, and we'll get a nice amount of cash. 140. Yeah. All right, let's get the cleric. Let's send them all into battle over here, which I suspect they should be able to win. They've got like plus 20 power each. Did I compose the music? Yeah. I have another track in mind, but there's a bug in the software I use that's been stopping me from wanting to create because working around it is too annoying. So I haven't been able to digitize the next track, but I am looking forward to doing it. Oh my god. These perks are nuts. Nuts. So now the garbage slime is going to get very hungry very quickly, and it's going to automatically eat from the warehouse without me having to do anything. So I now don't need to intervene. Yeah. It's just constantly eating. It's like many people. Cozy and woodsy. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I think there are 4 town tracks right now, and then the title screen theme. And I've got one other track in mind, so that would bring us up to 5 town tracks. Okay, yeah, my characters can't even keep up. But the slime is so hungry. All right, let's dump that in there. Great. I like how this is working. All right, what do we need? What do we need? Let's get another customer. Auto fishing. Ooh, yeah, definitely. Should pull a fish out. Yep, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, this is feeling good. I mean, my characters are kind of going nuts here. I feel like they shouldn't be this strong, and that the treasure room powered them up more than it probably should have. I mean, 120% more sludge is interesting, but I only have 4 carrots, so I don't really care. Let's re-roll. Oh man, what do I get? I guess Swift shoes. I can't even keep up with the loot now. I was just saying how I had not enough loot. Let's turn on auto purchasing for a sec. There we go. Now turn it off. And now get all of the keys. All of them. As many as I can get. There's a golden one. There we go. Okay, I don't even necessarily need to change anything now. Instant harvest, but I had to use faux potions for that. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, customer speed. In fact, let's cast the customer speed spell. Put all these in there. Cast it, get some more space. Hey, Alex. Never saw this intro. It goes hard. Yeah, it took a while to make. That was like a week, I think. I'm gonna ditch this. Oh, there's special keys. And max level increased appetite. I don't think you all understand how hungry this slime is right now. Maximum hunger. Alright, how much loot actually gets put in the warehouse? None. Wow. Yeah, I wonder if that's too powerful. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. And I think we could raise the key cost a tiny bit now. What's the gold medal time? 22 minutes? Yeah. I'm like not even paying attention to what's going on. Alright, I bet they can beat the final location now, right? Let's try it once they win this. Get some lifesteal for the warrior. Who are my strongest adventurers? Yeah, the party I'm already using. Well, the rogue is pretty good too, but I think having the witch doctor is probably a little bit better. So let's try sending him over here. Can they beat this now, or are they a bunch of losers? Oh, there's an Omni Orb in there. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so how y'all doing? The warrior's gonna die. That's fine. They made it to wave 2. That's new. And the fairy spirit is healing them like crazy. There's only so much they can survive. Okay, so now one of the tanks is dead. The witch doctor's still alive, and their zombies are absorbing hits, and the fairy is healing them. So I think they'll be okay. Oh, and we almost won. Yeah, wow, this was fast. And I have a ton of money I'm sitting on. Yeah, we won, but I still want to see how this battle's going. They're gonna win. We can hit Boot Magnet, and we can't. Alright, that's pretty crazy. Good job, adventurers. I wonder if these can take on the next location. This is one of the issues, like, they all have kind of level 8, level 9, level 11, and I did hardly anything. So I wonder if it's a little too much. Free treasure chest even faster. Cloning. More mana. Wow. Wow, indeed. There is so much happening. We're selling everything. We're getting $1 million. Dollary dues. Yeah, lots of items. The items do pale in comparison to those Omni Orbs, though. Also, they are taking forever to win this battle. It is kind of better to just power level and adventure. 47 seconds, 244 DPS. And the slime just keeps eating everything. I think getting special keys sooner is good. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm gonna stop there and write down some thoughts. So let's write down the exact time here too. I think Omni Orbs. I think something about the treasure room is now too powerful. I got lucky with a skeleton key early on and leveled up every adventurer to like to 4 or 5 immediately. Such a crazy boost. I also think keys could stand to be maybe like 20 to 40%, maybe like 1 to 2 gold more expensive, which is 20 to 40%. And I think getting iron keys feels bad still. Getting iron keys feels bad still. The new like flying guild supplies felt very powerful. What else? Any other thoughts as I was playing? I think managing the treasure chests themselves was pretty reasonable. Managing the chests themselves was pretty reasonable. Like, automatically getting treasure chests feels great. And then having to click them to open them is not a very high commitment. And if most items go to the guild anyway, although that's only happening because I got that... Where is it? Flying guild supplies is at level 2. So 70% feels maybe a touch too powerful. But if you invested 2 levels, maybe that's okay. I wonder what level 1 would have felt like. Because I did also start with more workers. Also, I did kind of ignore the fishing pond. Well, we didn't have to. But the fishing perks aren't as appealing, I think. And I also kind of ignored the farm. I don't know how I feel. Hey, gonna Pressel. Yeah. It's like everything can work. So it's what do you want, or what were you offered? I still think of this as being very similar to Vampire Survivors. I've said many times that it's our North Star, despite being a different game. I feel like if you were to sum up that game, it's about break the game every single run, but in different ways. And I think that's what we've gotten to here. Because it definitely felt broken what I did, but I think I could have done like 5 other broken things. I haven't played Mega Bonk yet. Hey, Sarah. Option B feels like the right option. All right, good. Yeah, I'll go with that. That was delete Skeleseller and give all future IP to you. All right, so I think I want to try one more run, but in a different mode or scenario. But what scenario? I only unlocked up to scenario 6. Did I unlock all the perks? Yeah, I did. And that technically wouldn't have been the case. What else do I have? Yeah, that also wouldn't have been the case. Okay. Those are both really good, though. Fish give gold, marine mana. What do I want to do? I kind of want to try a farming run. Yeah. And as far as upgrades go, let's refund this. I'm gonna give myself workers. Yeah, 1 customer, 4 town perks, and a building. All right, I'm not spending the other 72 points. I'm reasonable, okay? All right, so what do we get? We got, well, let's not even read any of this stuff. There's already a ton to do at the beginning. There we go. Okay, so let's get the adventurers going, and let's get this going. All right, so we got loot magnet potency, garbage time, instant harvest, and expanded weapon shop. So loot magnet potency is better, doubling chance from the enchanter. Garbage time means getting the garbage time is probably pretty good. Instant harvest is for faux. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. I should get the enchanters den pretty soon then, huh? Weapon shop. Yeah, let's go get that. Enchanter's den. Got it. All right, turn this off and get faux potions. Now potions will just automatically be put into the extractor magically, and it'll plant seeds on the farm, and I don't need to spend my precious potions. I can put them into the quest. This is, it's definitely feeling more fun. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. How long is that lasting for? 8 more seconds? Okay, that's fine. It always overflows, so it's okay. Yeah, now the spell ran out. Okay, so the next time I cast that, it's gonna auto harvest everything. Which is gonna go crazy. All right, we have plenty of cloaks up there. We got tips for both of those things. So I'd like to get a couple more potions in there. Did I get the treasure room? Oh, I started with the treasure room. Wow, and I already have 2 chests in there because of how long it's been. That feels pretty powerful. What level is that? Oh, I should probably look at that. Also, there's a bug I gotta fix. Bug, when building the treasure room, it says you already have a perk chosen. Probably due to auto purchasing. Huh. We could probably just remove the required building. Or maybe check to see that it was given to you or something. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. All right, so I've got all those crops being ready to harvest. And then let's put these up there. But I'm going to use this to harvest them, which is going to give me a crazy, crazy amount of wisdom sludge. So I just got to wait for this to hit 100%. And then we go bam. And we are at 159 wisdom sludge. Which we will use to superpower our adventurers. I'm going to go with Mushy, sure. Why not? But we're going to pick the archer over them. And then we just need to hire that mushroom. Oh my god, that was a ton. Alright, so now we send them into here. I guess dump all that in there. Get rid of that. Alright, let's build some stuff. Let's hire some people. I want the mushroom. Alright, we got this. Put that there. And then send them all into the volcano, where we will enable this quest. We have only 2 items, but we got some loot. And this will upgrade the archer, actually. That's pretty nice. I don't have the witch doctor. Yeah, we just need some loot to spawn. There we go. All right, put that on the farm. I actually don't want to harvest these because I want to use the potion to harvest them. We don't have space for this. People won't buy this. How dare you, picky people. Should probably get the fishing pond if I'm gonna do this anyway. All right, I want a little bit more to be there first. Nice, we got a tip. Nice, they spent 100 gold on that. Suckers. Ooh, did I click the wrong thing? No, I didn't. I just didn't have enough mana. I clicked the wrong spell. All right, cool. Well, that's pretty powerful. Can we get the mushroom? No? Well, we'll need some money then. Well, let's send them into the... Actually, we don't need to do that. Send them back to there. Archer's level 6. They're just stupidly powerful. Did I hire another? I did hire another adventurer. Oh man, the archer is just like carrying everybody. We have more loot. Alright, I could get some town perks finally. This is good to have for later. I'm not going to start with that though. Cloning's probably really nice. Ooh, power leveling for my spear caller or my paladin. I don't actually want that. Let's go with glowy fish. Special keys. Do it, do it, do it. I'll go for that one. Alright, we got quite a lot there. We have way too many items on the ground. And we don't have enough skeletons to move this stuff. Clicks per minute. Yeah. I don't have to absorb what's going on. I know what all the perks do. Yeah, it is very different. Why are they even fighting here? They could go fight in like anywhere pretty much. I think they're just stupidly powerful. All right, let's open these treasure chests because they're just taking up space. This actually is nice because now free treasure chest makes you have to interact with this. That is a wonderful change that I did not really plan for. We have all those pumpkins. If only I had mana. I'm getting that mushroom. All right, I should probably get the garbage slime first. There we go. Now we can sell some of these things. We're getting boots. Get all those gloves in the shop. I need even more workers, more customers. I think it'd be cool if there were speedruns of this. I wonder if it would be interesting to watch, because that's one of the things when I watch people play Skeleseller, they're usually zoomed out as far as possible. They're not really moving the camera because it's kind of the best way to play. So it's not really a spectator game, I'd say, which is rather unfortunate. All right, I could use some everything is what I could use still, but this does feel pretty good. If I get another chest now, that'd be nice. All right, we're going for that. We have invested quite a lot in a character I don't have. 30 more gold and I can get them. I could sell some potions. Do we have? Yeah, we got a new worker. That's pretty good. And I can start getting rid of the life potions. Let's do that. In fact, can we send them to the next location? I bet if we had the mushroom, we could. Let's send them here. Oops, I did not mean to click that. There. And I should really have someone on fishing duty. Can I get the mushroom? Mushroom. Hello, higher. No. No mushroom. Oh, they wrecked the dragon. And they got 2 swords out of it. Because I was doubling loot. Okay, if we do this, we could have like infinite keys, but I'm not going to do that. I think it's a bad idea. All right, they beat that. They can probably beat this location. I have no items right now. I guess dump these on the farm. Give me the mushroom. There we go. Okay, so just get them out of battle. Who cares? They're all losers. Put in this character, the real character. And then watch as they destroy everything. In fact, let's give him another level up. I didn't get it in time. All right, they're doing something. They're gonna win. That's all that matters. A mushroom's supposed to die, just in case that's not clear. And wow, that's a lot of loot, but it's going into there, which I don't want. Ooh, a purple key. Nice. Okay, we need tons of town perks now. Let's get glowy fish, even though I'm not even fishing. We should probably send them in to fish, huh? You, and you. They're all losers. They're all losers. We're gonna hire somebody else. Does the golem have boulder? No. All right, well, they're not gonna do very well. But that's not gonna stop me. We should probably cast this spell, which I should have done before harvesting. Yeah, we have the mage in that battle. Yeah, so they're gonna take their sweet time fishing. We need even more items now. Flimsy fish, yeah, that'd be good. Marine mana? That's like one of my favorite perks. So much fun. Because when you harvest a glowy fish, you get mana. If you wait for them to actually kill one of these fish, I can show what it looks like. Come on, kill the one on top. You can do it. Kill it. Kill a fish. Ah, there we go. Look at that rainbow mana label. 28 mana. Hey, Gomitarka. What's the game? It's called Skeleseller. It's a game I've been working on for almost 2 years now. And we are testing out some new treasure. Whoa. Okay. 4 Omniors in there. We're testing out some new treasure features, although I'm just kind of getting excited in general about the game. Yeah, we're getting a lot of loot now, too. I should probably click this. Harvest all of them. Oh, my God. It's just feeling better and better every time I play. All right, let's go with that. And none of these are good. I'll go with that one. That's decent. How much do we have in there? No. Okay, how are we doing on chess? I need town perks. Let's go for that. Let's go for that. These are good. Oh man, I'll take that one. Okay, I have... Let's take them out of battle and just put them right back in. Actually, take you guys out. Have the other ones act as workers. And just minimize that. Now I want loot magnet on. Because we need more loot. And this should get it for us. Yeah, nice. Key, good. We must have gotten a skeleton key. None of this really matters. Oh, ooh. Oh man, what do we pick? This one. This one. Okay, can they beat the next location? I don't actually know. Enemy stats minus 13%. Let's restart the battle really fast, so it definitely took... fish give gold, instant loot. Let's take instant loot. It's pretty nice when you cast the spell. I don't have enough mana for that. Wait, are they like destroying everything? Why is the archer going crazy? 64% haste? They're wrecking everything. Alright, I think this is busted. Yeah, now we just need like 1 million workers. In fact, I shouldn't even be fishing. Yeah, I need just tons of workers. We should hire more. Can they beat the final location? I bet the archer could probably just solo it, right? Let's take a look. They're not doing a ton of damage, but they're shooting super fast and they're healing back to full every time. They probably can solo it. I think they're going to beat it. I'll hire another adventurer, just get a worker. And then we'll go enable this quest. I need to turn on... I don't have that. Yeah, wow. It's just stupidly powerful. He's only level 9. But that was enough to just supercharge him, I guess. See, this sort of thing makes me feel like treasure is broken. Because you probably shouldn't be able to solo the final location. Well, there's that. Let's send him into the fishing pond and just clear that out as fast as possible. I'll dump all these in the pond. I don't have enough mana for that. Well, now I have enough mana. Wow. Okay, that was super, super fast. In fact, what if we just sent the archer in and nobody else? I bet they can solo it. And then we'll send the other strongest adventurers into here. You, and you. No, they died immediately. So that means the archer isn't super overpowered? They need allies? Fine, send you guys in. I'll go for the cleric. Okay, the archer just got 15% dodge. The lowest level adventurer gets 5 battle perks. It's one of these two. I don't really care about either one. I don't really care about any of this stuff. free treasure chests, yes. Auto fishing, yes. Flying guild supplies, more treasure stands. Yeah, wow, nice. So is the archer winning now? They need to beat the last wave on their own. They're gonna get like smacked in the face right now. Yeah, no, they barely didn't win, but I'm pretty certain they could. Ooh, a skeleton key and another skeleton key. Yeah, I think they're a little too powerful because it's leveling everybody up. Do we have, oh yeah, we have tons of mana. Tons of mana, tons of leftover. Yeah, I want to cast this, but I don't have enough mana for it. I guess if we just send these into the fishing pond for a second, we'll get enough mana. There are no fish in there. We're getting enough mana. Give me the mana. Got it. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is ultra broken. But we're still 30% away from the goal. So I should probably stop dumping money into the fishing pond and instead send these guys over here and then just focus on getting to the win. So let's do that. Well, I guess I kind of wasted this a little bit. In fact, if we put like 1 or 2 things in here, we'll at least get auto fishing. Should I even bother getting treasure? Probably some. But yeah. Ooh-wee. Perk, yes, cloning for sure. Get this. They're bringing Omni Orbs around, nice. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think treasure is in a much better place. I think it might be a little too powerful. And I think nerfing keys just a tiny bit might bring it more in line with what I expect. But yeah, we're getting a boatload of loot. We can't possibly use all of this. I don't even have space. I don't have space for any of this. I guess we just dump all the potions in the fishing pond. Now I don't have space there either. Yeah, we've completely maxed out. Can I get anything that'll help them with that? Customer speed will. Customer speed again. Yeah, nice. So at this point, we just have more loot than we can possibly manage. In fact, I don't even think going to the Inferno as a location is worthwhile. It seems like you get more just by... that's really good. Just by going to the deep forest. Like it's like a strictly better location. Although if I get more mana, I bet I can make customers just auto buy stuff. I bet that's the strategy now, although we're so close to winning. But I really want to test this a bit. So we just dump all this in here. It's going to give us a crazy amount of mana, which is going to let us cast this spell. There's some Sprite bleeding there, I think. Yeah. And then it could make our workers move faster too. Because we're getting mana from this. Oh, we won. Okay. Hey, DJ. This has come by so much since I last watched. I really like all the changes you made and stuff you've added. It's looking so clean. So much too. Yeah, thank you. I think, did I miss your message by a while? Yeah, sorry, it was 4 minutes ago. Yeah, this felt pretty good. I do think, like I said, I think we need to nerf keys a little bit. I also think maybe skeleton keys are too powerful. Yeah, so this skeleton keys feel a bit too powerful. Maybe this has more to do with the change I made where adventurers only need like 1 item, 1 guild supply for the early levels. Do I have any other outstanding changes? No. Yeah. Hey, Andre. Yeah, this is feeling a lot better. Now, this is the farm mode where we start with a farm and we get a whole bunch of wisdom sludge. And Yeah. So the plan is still going to be to improve this over the next like day and a half, and then publish a new version on Friday. And any playtesters who were in the pipeline can try the new version. It's mostly to test the treasure changes, I think. Because I don't think we'll have done anything majorly different. Unless, I can't recall if the battle portraits are in the playtest version. I don't think they are, but that's just a graphical change. Oh, it does look really nice. But yeah, this is feeling good. I wonder if we should change the Inferno to, instead of being some like 3-wave thing, just having really, really heavy hitting monsters. And that way it doesn't take forever when you do beat it. Because like, I could send this party, they're taking 13 seconds to beat this place. If I send them into the final location, they'll win, but let's see how long it takes then. Yeah, so it took them 34 seconds. So it's almost triple the time. They are getting better loot, but it's not like so much better that you should probably spend the time doing this, I think. And I think that's another little balance problem. Unrelated to treasure changes. But I think the Inferno needs to have fewer waves and much harder enemies. That way, when you win, much harder hitting enemies, pretty much. That way, when you win, it's justifiable over the deep forest as a place to farm. Yeah. Yeah, but I like these treasure changes. I really, really like... I turn this on over here. I really, really like the purple keys. I think this is very cool. It opens a chest slightly faster, but it converts an item inside to an item that affects every adventurer. So now I have an Omni Orb that can just be brought to the guild, and it leveled up the Paladin. Cool. Nice adventure icons. Oh yeah, these? Yeah, these look good. Yeah, this is feeling nicer. Where are special keys? I'm at a 30% chance. So it's a 3% chance to get a skeleton key. I think skeleton keys should be powerful. I just think they're too good right now. Oh, you know what it makes me think? Maybe we could give slightly more loot from golden keys to compensate for skeleton keys getting a touch worse. Like maybe 2 items instead of 1. I think that would be good. Plus 2 items instead of 1. Doesn't mean you could end up with a lot. Oh wait, no, but yeah, then skeleton keys. Yeah, skeleton keys would need to convert maybe 2 items at most to Omni Orbs. Yeah, this is pretty great. Man. Just feel like I've done so much. I mean, we have done a lot. I almost just want to spend tomorrow just getting through the to-do list a bit. I kind of need to spend a whole week on it. Synopsis. Color change of the GUI fits in well. Yeah, there were the paper background thing. I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah, it's felt nice. I filled out the journal. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of it. Yeah, I streamed for like 6 hours. That's pretty good. All right, well, I'm very happy with how this went. For those who were watching and are like, oh, I want to try out the changes he's playing, the playtest version is available. You pretty much just have to join Discord and then just DM me about it. And for anyone who does DM me, I'm going to hold off until probably Friday of this week to respond. Well, I mean, I might say like, hey, I'm going to hold off till Friday as a response, but I'm not actually going to send a key until Friday. And then what I tend to ask of people is the bare minimum you'd have to do is share your thoughts. You like pretty much have to do a write-up at some point. That's part of the playtest. It's not just get a game for free. But what I'd really ideally like is a recording with audio so I can hear what you're thinking. These are typically a video you'd upload to YouTube, but as unlisted so that other people aren't watching it. You could even just directly share it with me if you want to. It's not something I plan on showing on stream or anything. And I've heard all sorts of people play. I know some people are self-conscious. Finally be the dragon, nice. If people are going to do this, by the way, and this goes for pretty much anything you're ever going to record in your life, like test audio levels ahead of time. Because generally what I've found is that more often than not, the game audio is overpowering their voice. So like just maybe turning down the game audio a bit or turning up your microphone a bit. But like I said, the bare minimum is just doing a write-up. So if you want to try this out and let me know if it's fun, it is a great help. And a lot of people have shared things as feedback that have steered the direction of the game. So I mentioned this, but Murder Candy on YouTube, he's got a YouTube channel. He's doing pretty well. He was on a Discord call with me, and I watched him play Skeleseller and try challenge mode. And he gave me a lot of feedback. His general feedback was that it was pretty overwhelming. It was difficult. And he didn't really want to play more. And that's totally fair. This is for like the first iteration of what we did for this. This is before we had meta progress, before we made it much more casual, before we had all the perks that we have, before we have all the like broken ways of playing that are there now. And I look back at his feedback because I took notes throughout the whole call and I've addressed almost all of it. And it's not like I just heard this stuff from one person and it made me want to go fix it. But yeah, I hear this stuff enough and it gives me signals as to what I need to work on. So like I said, it's very valuable for me. And I'm just, I don't know. It's always weird to say you're proud of something, but like I am proud of how much I spent just dedicated to this particular mode. We could have just ignored it. We could have ditched it. We could have said, it's good enough. People play it, whatever. But I hope that when people play the game, they feel the amount of love poured into this. And then it's not just like, it's a roguelike game. He just did whatever made sense. It's like, no, nothing made sense. I made the sense. I am the one who knocks. All right, let me go find someone to raid. You know who I haven't raided in a while is Billy. He's playing Final Fantasy Tactics, but he did try Skeleseller a while ago. He will probably play it on launch at some point. Proud of you too. Hi, bye. Hi, bye. Joining on the proud train. Well, like I said, thank you all for being here. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. It'll just be for the morning, and I think we're going to try to wrap up some of the stuff that I'd started today. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you next time.